First at 6 o'clock, the state of Oklahoma executes Benjamin Cole for murdering his baby daughter Brianna 20 years ago. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lori Fulbright.
And I'm Craig Day. Cole was sentenced to death after prosecutors say he violently killed Brianna because she would not stop crying while he was playing a video game. The lethal injection process started just after 10 this morning, and Cole was pronounced dead at 10:22.
I'm going to talk to my legislators, and I want to see if there is something that we can do to make this be a faster process. Because 20 years, give me a break.
This was the 6th execution carried out by Oklahoma since the state resumed executions a year ago.
And about 10 people protested outside the state penitentiary today.
They don't think Benjamin Cole should have been executed. News on 6's Jordan Tidwell has more.
Deliver us from evil, O Lord.
About 10 protesters prayed and held signs outside the state penitentiary against the death penalty.
Being here, no matter it's the morning, there have been times executions were at midnight or at other times. It's important that there's a public witness of what we believe, particularly as a people of faith.
For you will go before the Lord to prepare his way.
Father Bryan Brooks lives in Broken Arrow and says protesters have gathered outside the gates since the state resumed executions back in 1990. He says he's aware of Benjamin Cole's crime, but just doesn't believe in the death penalty. He spent time praying for Cole and for Cole's infant daughter, Brianna, who Cole murdered 20 years ago.
They had a name. They had a life that was taken from them violently. So we have an obligation to pray for them and for their families in their pain.
Reverend Jeff Hood traveled from Little Rock, Arkansas for the execution and says he's been Cole's spiritual advisor for the last few weeks and spent time talking to him on the phone.
It's important that there are people here who have encountered him, who know him, who can speak to the fact that, you know, he is someone who is very, as a human being, is incredibly vulnerable.
Hood said he was worried for Cole during the execution and if Cole understood what was happening.
Obviously, I think that the death penalty is wrong in any circumstance, but I think it's especially egregious in a situation where the person that we're killing, we don't know whether or not they actually know what is happening.
Father Brooks says he does plan to be back here in McAlester for the state's next execution. In McAlester, Jordan Tidwell, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.